Big goals, grand visions, huge dreams. They sound amazing, right? But let's be honest. How many times have you set a massive goal only to give up a few weeks later? You're not alone. Today we're diving deep into why big goals can actually be the very thing holding you back, and how the secret to achieving greatness may lie in something much smaller, something deceptively simple. Tiny habits. Get ready to flip the script on goal setting. This could be the mindset shift you've been waiting for. Let's go. Most people love to dream big. I want to lose 50 pounds. I want to build $1 million business. I'm going to run a marathon this year, but here's the problem. Big goals are intimidating. They're like standing at the base of Mount Everest looking up. It's not that the goal is impossible. It's that the first step feels meaningless compared to the massive climb ahead. And that feeling? That overwhelming sense of, where do I even begin? That's what stops people. It paralyzes them. It causes them to wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, the perfect amount of motivation. Spoiler alert, that moment never comes. So what happens next? You try to change everything at once. You hit the gym for 2 hours every day. You completely change your diet overnight. You wake up at 5 a.m., meditate, journal, run, read 5 books a month, and try to turn into a productivity machine. It lasts for a week, maybe 2. Then you crash. Hard. This is the burnout cycle. You go from 0 to 100, fueled by motivation and high hopes. But when the motivation fades, and it always fades, you're left with a routine that's too heavy, too hard, too much. So you stop. You feel like a failure, and that disappointment cuts deeper every time. You tell yourself, maybe I'm just not disciplined enough. Or worse, maybe I'm not meant to succeed. But here's the truth. It's not your fault. It's the strategy. Big changes are hard to maintain. That's just how human psychology works. Willpower is limited. Motivation is unreliable. So if you want real change, lasting change, you need a better approach. Tiny habits are small actions, so small they almost feel laughable, like brushing just one tooth, doing one push-up, writing one sentence. But here's the magic. Tiny habits compound. They're easy to do. They don't require motivation, and they help you build momentum. When you start small, you win early. You get a taste of success. You start to believe in your ability to follow through, and belief, that's where transformation begins. James Clear said it best in Atomic Habits. Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you want to become. With every tiny habit, you're casting votes for your future self, your better self, your unstoppable self. Stanford professor B.J. Fogg, the creator of the Tiny Habits method, found something incredible. He discovered that behavior change doesn't have to be hard. It just has to be smart. In his research, he showed that when habits are small enough, they bypass resistance. Your brain says, sure, I can do that. And once you start, something powerful happens. You naturally do more. You say, I'll just write one sentence. But once the pen hits the paper, maybe you write a paragraph, maybe a page. I'll just do 10 push-ups. But now you're warmed up, so you keep going. This is called the gateway effect. Tiny habits are the gateway to bigger actions. But even if you stop at the tiny habit, you still win, because the habit is what matters, not the volume, not the intensity, the consistency. Let's look at some real-life examples. Story number 1. A woman who struggled with procrastination made one tiny commitment. Write one sentence every day, just one. Day after day, she kept that promise. One sentence turned into 2. 2 became a paragraph, a page, a chapter. 1 year later, she finished a novel. It didn't start with a writing schedule or a massive word count goal. It started with a sentence. Story number 2. A man who hated exercise decided to commit to 10 push-ups. Each morning, that's it. No gym membership. No complicated plan. And push-ups. Over time, his morning push-ups became a full workout. Then he started running, eating better, sleeping earlier. 1 year later, he had completely transformed his body and his confidence. Not because of a big goal, but because of a tiny habit. These are not exceptions. These are examples of how transformation really works. So how do you get started with tiny habits? Step 1. Pick something ridiculously small. Not read 10 pages. Just open the book. Not go for a 5K run. Just put on your running shoes. Step 2. Anchor the habit to something you already do, right after you brush your teeth, after you make your coffee, after you sit down at your desk. Step 3. Celebrate immediately. Yes, seriously. Do a fist pump. Smile. Say, "I'm crushing it." Celebration locks the habit into your brain. It gives you a little hit of dopamine, and your brain starts to crave that feeling. Step 4. Repeat daily. Not perfectly, just consistently. The goal isn't to do more. The goal is to show up, because consistency beats intensity every single time. Big goals aren't bad, but they need a better strategy. Instead of focusing on outcomes, focus on systems. Instead of obsessing over the finish line, build the habit of taking one small step every day. Because here's the truth. Big goals don't get achieved all at once. They get achieved inch by inch, day by day, habit by habit. Tiny habits are the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to do it all. You just need to start small and stay consistent. That's how you win. If you've ever felt like you're not good enough because you couldn't stick to a big goal, stop. You're not broken. You just need a new strategy. Tiny habits are your superpower. They're how you rewrite your story. So pick one today. Make it small, make it simple, and do it. Because every small step you take today is building a massive future tomorrow. Let's build that future, one tiny habit at a time.